Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is absolutely incredible. You heard me right. This movie is great. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back into another video, and I'm just going to get this out of the way if you're new. Subscribe, please. Could you please subscribe? Please subscribe if you want to, of course, if it's your choice. But also, it's free, and I make videos, and I think I'm funny sometimes. Go subscribe if you have not already. I also did a video about Succession a few days ago. You should check that one out, too. It's pretty good, but that's not what you're here to talk about. Today, we are talking about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and I'm going to get into why I think it is not only one of the best movies I've seen this year, but I think probably one of the best anime movies of all time. Maybe one of the best movies of all time. We're just going to get into it right now. After reuniting with Gwen Stacy, Miles Morales, Brooklyn's full-time friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, is catapulted across the multiverse, where he encounters a team of spider people charged with protecting its very existence. But when the heroes clash on how to handle a new threat, Miles finds himself pitted against the other spiders and must redefine what it means to be a hero, so he can save the people he loves most. So I'm going to start, and I got my notes here. I'm going to start with just the first major thing about this movie and why I love it so much. So I went opening night in a packed theater and watched it in IMAX. And if you have the opportunity, which the time is running out because I don't know when this video is going to go out, but time is running out. This movie's only in IMAX theaters for a week. And I highly recommend, if you still have the opportunity, go watch this in IMAX because this movie is art. And I'm not talking about cinema, the form of art. Like, it's literally art. You can take a photo of any frame of this movie. Any frame of this movie. And you can frame it. Like, it is groundbreaking animation. Like, the different animation styles of all of these spider people coexisting with each other, interacting with each other, is unlike anything we've ever seen before. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the original movie, already broke a lot of ground when it came to animation. This movie took that and went on steroids. This is the most beautiful movie I've seen this year, probably will be the most beautiful movie I see this year, and it is just incredible. My jaw was on the floor at what I was watching on screen. It is fantastic. I can't believe this movie is a thing because it is so incredible how beautiful it is. And just the sheer innovation in animation, just so good. I had to gush about that first because that's what everyone's talking about, and rightfully so. It's a beautiful freaking movie. I really like the performances here as well. You know, with animated movies, it's hard to gauge performances sometimes because you're looking at, animated characters and you can't really feel it's hard sometimes to feel the emotion coming out of the performances. But this is special. These performances from and I'm talking everyone. There is not a bad apple among these performances. Everyone is so good. They bring such energy and vibrance to these characters. They all have their own personalities that you cannot just see, but you can hear. They bring a level of emotion that some people, that is just astounding. I think the performances here are incredible. And you've got the original cast, which is fantastic, but you've got awesome additions like Daniel Kaluuya, Issa Rae. You've got Andy Samberg is hilarious in this. Oscar Isaac is a standout. So you've got your original cast of characters, but you bring in these big new roles and people that are going to play a big part in the next movie as well that I just really liked and was really on board with. I thought the performances here were fantastic. It was really good. I think the thing that I love the most about this movie, and I think that, and I've seen this a lot on Twitter and on social media, and I wholeheartedly agree with it. This movie is a love letter to Spider-Man fans. More than any Spider-Man movie before, this is a better Spider-Man movie than No Way Home, and let me explain why. This movie is not reliant on just bringing in cameos and saying, hey, that's cool. This is a beautiful exploration of Spider-Man lore And what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man? There are a lot of really brilliantly executed themes that are scattered throughout this movie about Spider-Man and what makes every spider person the same. How are they all connected? How are they bonded? What things have to happen to make those people reach their full potential? There's a great monologue in here from Oscar Isaac, and while we may not love the route that these spider people are taking, it's a very powerful kind of speech that Oscar Isaac's character talks about. And while it isn't the right thing in the end, it's a very beautiful sentiment to Spider-Man as a character and what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man. It's a beautiful look at just this comic book character that so many millions and millions of people love. And this is the true love letter to Spider-Man. Now, don't get me wrong, I love No Way Home. I rated it the high 90s, like I rated this movie. But I think just as a pure love letter to Spider-Man, the character, and what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful exploration of classic Spider-Man lore and how all these different spider people that we've come to love are all connected. There's great cameos in here. There are. Like, this one's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer. We have the Insomniac Spider-Man from the video games in here. He actually talks. There is a role in here where he talks for a second, and you're like, oh my gosh. And that's not a spoiler because he's in the trailer. We know he's there. But I think that the cameos and things that we see here they're placed very delicately and very respectfully. Movies fall in the trap of overplacing cameos and trying to bring nostalgia and making people come to the movies for nostalgia purposes alone. That's kind of what Hollywood and the Hollywood machine has brought out in the past decade. And it's not great, and we don't love it. It takes a special writing and vision to pull it off properly. And I think that it worked here, and it worked very well. And that is the core of why I think this movie is so brilliant, because you're able to paste these cameos in here, and they actually are there for a reason. That's why I like No Way Home. You have the other two live-action Spider-Men, and they are there for a reason. They help the plot. They are not just there as a throw-in. They help move the plot forward. So that's a long rant to say that it's a beautiful explanation of Spider-Man lore, and these cameos are not just throwaways. They are there for a reason, and I really like and respect that about this movie. Further than that, this is a story about family, not just Miles' family, but Gwen's family, which is beautiful to watch. The story between Gwen and her father is so emotional, so heartfelt. I really liked it. And Miles' family, it's a story about him growing up and living his life. And I really liked that because it is coming of age vibes. We've all been there. We all in some way, shape, or form we can all relate to that. And there is a monologue by Miles' mother in this movie that really made me emotional because it connects me to my family, my mother, all of that. And we all have that moment in this movie where we connect with our parents, where we connect with our family because of this coming of age vibe. And I think it was done so well. It's also a movie about grief and how we handle grief and how we handle leaving the ones that we love. And that is very resonant. It's also a movie about identity. Going back and harkening back to the Spider-Man lore, this is a movie about Miles figuring out who he is, what his story is, and where he connects to the greater good and this greater Spider-Verse. How does he contribute? How does he connect? That is what this movie is about, and I loved that. Now, I have seen some people on social media say it's a bit overstuffed, and I can understand that. There's a lot going on in this movie. I would challenge you to take a deep look at the core themes that I just talked about and how they specifically push the plot forward, and the exploration of Miles Morales. I'm not going to get into spoilers about that, the main story, and kind of where Miles ends up and how he is connected, because we learn how he's connected to this entire story in this movie. I'm not going to spoil that here, but if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Take those core themes and connect them to that revelation, and then just take a sec to really think about the plot and the writing. That's my recommendation. If you still think it's overstuffed after that point, fine. That's your opinion. I fully respect it. I would just challenge you to just really deep dive into the themes and just this exploration of Miles Morales and Spot, honestly, too. I think it's a really interesting exploration of Spot and his identity. It's really good. It's really good. And I'll end it with this. We all kind of know that this movie ends on a cliffhanger, because we know that the second part of this is coming out in March. It's a really brilliant cliffhanger. It is truly an Empire Strikes Back of the Spider-Verse trilogy. You want to hop directly into the next movie to see what happens. You need to hop into the next movie to see what happens. This is a brilliantly written cliffhanger. I dug it. I respected it. I didn't think it was too tacky or too cheesy or too baity or anything like that. I thought it worked really well. This movie is incredible. It is. It's an incredible movie. Believe the hype. Run to the theater. Watch it in IMAX if it's still available. Watch it on the biggest screen possible, because this is a treat to the eyes. But not only is it just fun to look at, it's also deep and resonant and has really great themes. And if you love the character of Spider-Man, you're going to love and, more importantly, respect this movie. You really are. It's just that good. I give it a 97 out of 100. It is tied for my favorite of the year. I will probably still give the edge to John Wick Chapter 4 right now, but upon rewatch, which I plan on doing within the next week or so, this could probably catapult up to number 1. They're both at 97, so therefore I count them both equally as my favorite movie of the year. I have to do some digging and rewatching and really, really decide, because John Wick Chapter 4, which I did a video on as well, is a really freaking good movie. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into spoilers on this one because this movie just came out, and I implore you all to go watch the movie. So I'm not gonna do like what I usually do, where it's open waters, I spoil. I'm not gonna do that this time, because I really want you guys to experience this movie like I did, and just it's incredible. It's an incredible movie. But if you've seen the movie, go down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. Did you like? Did you hate? Let me know why. I want to hear your thoughts. This is a fantastic movie. We had to talk about it. That's what this series is. We need to talk about. We need to talk about Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse, because it's a damn freaking good movie. That's pretty much it, guys. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Again, continuing to come back to the channel even when I'm not posting as much content, and watching the content means the world. It really does. Again, go in the comments. Let me know what you think of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and subscribe if you've not already. I really do appreciate it. Go watch my video about Succession. Go watch my May 2023 recap video. I appreciate y'all. I don't know when my next video is going to be. It depends on if I like any of the other movies that come out in June. I could. We got Indiana Jones. We have Extraction 2. We've got The Flash. There's plenty of Asteroid City. There's plenty of movies coming out this month that I'm really looking forward to. And if I feel so encouraged to make a video, I will. And if not, we'll see you in the June recap video. But guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next video.